Wake up, wake up.
This is a brand new episode of Wake Up Right.
Wake up.
With your workout buddies, April and sometimes Jenna. Your hit podcast. Your much needed hit of encouragement, empowerment, and motivation to live and grow each day a little brighter.
Welcome back to Wake Up Right. I'm April and Jenna was here and we did record some, but they are rushing off to an appointment. So we ended up ending that fairly quickly. So I will insert that footage now, but then I'm going to come back and talk to you in depth about how I've been looking at my day. So hey, beautiful people.
Hey.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm April Lauren and
I'm Jenna.
and the noise is Noah.
Yes, he's playing with balloons left over from his birthday party.
How was his party? How was Noah's party?
It was good. He got to play with his friends.
Hi, cute baby. Can you say hello to the podcast? For those of you listening, Noah is sitting on Yenna's lap, playing with the balloon. Cute baby. Yeah, you got a ball?
Hello.
Hello. I miss you, little good dude.
I miss you too.
So today we shared that we were going to go over our ideal day. I am going to do that, but it's going to look a little different than what I thought it was. And Jenna and I both had quite the week. So I don't believe Jenna has done her day just yet, but she will. Planning parties and doctor's appointments and all of the things is a lot.
Yeah, this is not my best day. This is the nightmare of a day that I never want to relive again.
What I ended up doing, because I mapped out perfect ideal days or whatever. And then I always get overwhelmed when I start putting like all of the tasks and things within those boxes. And I ended up downloading a few apps. So I already had the Asana app. I downloaded a few apps. One of them is called Toggle Track, and I will link these on the podcast blog post and all that stuff. I have not started using Toggle Track yet, but it lets you track your hours, which I thought was super convenient. And then with having a business, like I need to be able to sort and account for tax purposes where my time was spent. So I thought that was really good. I think Asana is my favorite, but I also found this app called Focus Keeper. And you just put your to-do list on there and then you set a timer and you focus on doing whatever it is for 25 minutes that you've set forth that you want to achieve. So I thought that those apps were pretty cool. I never thought about looking up apps for productivity. I know you had an app for when you had Noah, right?
Yes, I have. It's an app called Glow for Glow Baby to record all of his like feeding, sleeping, and diaper changes. It used to work a lot better, but they updated it now, so it's only good for like the first year or like their little insights that they offer. But it still tracks and everything, but it doesn't just give you the insights or explanations like it did before.
Yeah. So Jenna was so scheduled and she used that app and it was really awesome to see. And I had never considered an app. And that was kind of, as I was going through like writing everything down, I'm like, there has to be like some sort of app for this.
Right. I didn't even consider that there's going to be an app to track your stuff, which is
it's really background music courtesy of Noah.
But yeah, I didn't even think about having an app to track your daily things. That's a good idea. But I think I have to do that. But the day, he's trying to blow balloons now. But he's not really succeeding.
So tomorrow on the podcast, we talked about last week that we would be sharing our time, like how we spend our time and stuff. I have not had a typical week, so I have tracked things that I've been doing, but it doesn't look like normal. So we're still going to talk about it. But I know with my schedule, it has been a weird week for me. normally I do not have so many meetings, so many appointments, and so many things.
Mhm.
So, and I feel like your week has been similar. But tomorrow we will come back to that. And Jenna has got an appointment to run to right now. So I'm going to let Jenna go, and then I will continue to talk about these apps. And Jenna and
Yes, send me links for the apps so I can download those too, and we can compare our days notes and how we feel about the apps.
Sounds good. Bye, Jenna.
Bye.
So what I have been doing is I've been using these apps, and I just started this weekend because I just finally figured out that they exist. The apps, I don't have to think about my to-do list. I don't have to think about things quite as much, especially trying to be regimented on what I'm doing. Like that makes me feel very overwhelmed. So what I'm doing is in Asana, I have daily non-negotiables. And my daily non-negotiables, and this is my ideal day. So instead of mapping out an ideal day, which I did do this, I mapped out an ideal day as far as like when I was going to wake up, what I was going to do when I woke up. And I went through the whole day and I saw like how awesome it could be if I like was so productive every single day, but I was also overwhelmed. A long time ago, I was listening to a podcast and somebody was talking about how it's helpful to plan your day, but you're not bound to your plan. Planning your days are like, it's like pre-gaming. It's like visualization exercise almost is what they were comparing it to. Figuring out when you're going to fit everything in ensures that you're going to have a more productive day than you would if you didn't do any planning. So I liked that exercise. I liked planning out my ideal day. I like planning out my ideal weekend. And what I gleaned from that was there are certain tasks that I want to be doing every single day. And maybe some people already do all of these tasks. I, on the other hand, have not. So what I ended up doing was I have weight loss tasks. I have a 9 before 9 that I put together. So 9 things I want to do before 9 a.m. So, I mean, you could do this too. You could do 7 before 7. Or you could do 5 things you want to do before 8, like 5 things I want to do in the morning before a certain time. So you don't have to do that. I just feel like that's going to help me get off on the right foot every single day. So I have 9 tasks that I want to do before 9 a.m. Then I have my work task that I want to do every day that I'm doing work. And I have homemaking tasks, which are mostly like cleaning, meal planning, that sort of thing that I want to do on a daily basis and a weekly basis. So let me know if you guys would like to see like a full video on how I'm using Asana. I think that would be a weird video to do, but I also think maybe it could be helpful, especially after I've been doing it. So this is new for me. I haven't been doing it this way, and I don't know why. I used Asana for work. That's why it was on my phone. I used Asana for work for years, and it allows you to like manage projects with a group of people that you work with. Asana is my favorite because the free version allows you to do quite a bit. I ended up buying one of the other apps. So Focus Keeper, I ended up buying, and I haven't really played with it. It was only $5 for the year. So we're going to see. So Focus Keeper, I put on here like walk pups, clean the kitchen, do yoga, but it's not really for that. So it's more for, I'm going to do this task and I'm going to focus on it for this amount of time. So, I mean, I haven't fully like dove into how you can change things up and do different things. I know there's lots of options in the back. So I'm going to play with that some more. And then there is the toggle track, which I really like because it allows you to track billable hours. So as a content creator and owner of my own business, if you will, I need to track what I'm doing and for what purposes. And that's for tax purposes. And there's other like reasons for me to be tracking certain things that I'm doing. And so having an easy place to go to get that and have reports is great. It's like having books. It's like using QuickBooks. So with QuickBooks, I track my expenses and things like that. But the toggle thing is like a QuickBooks of sorts, but for your time, and not for your time insofar as I clocked in and I clocked out. It is like time as in this project had this much time. And I think it'll be really cool for me as I go forward using that to be able to track and really see how much time I'm spending on my videos, because I think there's times that I spend an exorbitantly huge amount of time on my videos, and then there's times where I don't spend very much time at all. And finding ways to streamline the editing process so that there's not such a huge range, I think could be very beneficial for me. And that's what this part of the project is all about. It is us finding ways to make our schedules, our time work for us, to use our time, to live our moments and to be present. That's my main focus. I want to be here for my life. I don't want to live for a future version of myself where I'm at my ideal weight. I don't want to live for the future version of myself where I'm a mom. And one way or the other, I will be a mom. Whether we adopt, whether we have children, or we do both. Like, adoption has always been something on my heart, and I hope that we're blessed and we're able to do that. And that is something that we have to approach as a team. So we shall see what that looks like, what our lives look like in the future. As for right now, I need to learn to manage myself better than I have before. I need to learn to manage things that I struggle with better than I have before. And I love that I've taken this time on my weight loss journey to go so slow and steady, because I've learned I can change my behaviors with consistency over time. I can manage things that I can control so much more of my life than I ever thought I could. I definitely feel like most of the time I'm driving. And when I start to feel triggered, if you will, it's usually when I start to let other things in my life have power over how I'm living my life. And that's something I have to give away. Now, that isn't something that everyone always has to give away. Like, we all have unique circumstances and unique lives. Like, no two people are going to live the same life. So I also found this quote the other day that I really, really liked. Every next level of your life will demand a new you. And I love that quote for a few reasons. Not only will every next level of life demand a new you, I think as you level up in your life, you become a new you. And letting go of who we are today and who we were yesterday, like letting go of things sometimes that's a hard process. Even bad habits, even our bad habits, our bad tendencies, our bad negative thought patterns. Sometimes those things are hard to let go of because it's comfortable. Sometimes being where we are is more comfortable than the change it takes to have progress. And that's something for us each to look at ourselves and figure out where we're at, figure out what we need to do to change, figure out if we're ready to change, because if you're not ready to change, then you won't. And it's okay. It's okay to accept who you are right now today and maybe want to change it and understand that you're not ready. You're not ready to do the work, and that's okay. And you just meet yourself where you're at and start trying to do good things where you're at. You don't have to set forth this mission of change. So let's take it from a weight loss perspective. Let's say, for your health, you need to lose weight, but you're not ready to make those changes. You're not ready to let things go. Start making small changes that you can make. There are things you can do. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. Usually when we're scared to make change, it's because we're trying to do too much. We want too much change and we want it right now. And it's a recipe for failure. I've talked about this so many times, the pendulum, and why I think things like crash diets or like a diet mentality fail. It's because you swing that pendulum over to this side of perfection where you're going to do all of these things perfectly, and inevitably you mess up. And when you mess up, the pendulum swings to the other side, and then you gain or regain weight in a weight loss scenario. So focusing on keeping a consistent small swing is so important. And I think in my case specifically, I am more capable of keeping things like swinging right here in the middle and doing more. But in my mind, I keep feeling like, oh, if I try to be more aggressive, if I try to be more anything, I'm going to start swinging like the pendulum. But I don't think that that's true. I think I have been swinging here in the center. I think I can stay here in the center and bring more structure to what I've been doing, bring more accountability, and just more. I think I can do more now. And we'll see. I think getting my schedule on point to where I'm achieving throughout the day. I'm not complaining and saying that it's hard in like a whiny way, but it is hard to manage your own schedule when I flourish with structure that is not my own. And creating my own structure, I respect it not as much as I should. So I am learning to create schedules and structure for myself, and then learning to, and this is what I'm actively doing right now, trying to learn how to respect the structure, the boundaries, if you will, that I set for myself. And it's an interesting thing. Anyway, I want to introduce a few new daily tasks and a few new things to do for the week, or like a weekly assignment, if you will. So as far as the daily, we are going to continue to spend 15 minutes outside daily, do some stretching or yoga daily. We're going to set movement goals. And if whatever you set last week, if you found yourself easily hitting it, then level it up by increasing by 10%. Drink a gallon of water a day, or rather enough water. So whatever amount of water you need to drink for yourself, and make sure that you're drinking it every day and hitting that goal. The new things are 1. So this is number 5. Start working out. If you haven't been working out, pick 3 days and do at least 20 minutes of intentional exercise. This could look like finding something online. It can look like going to the gym and doing a workout in the gym, but some sort of strength training, cardio, HIIT training. It's up to you what type of exercise. Take a Zumba class, whatever you'd like, but do it. Try to do it 3 times, just 3 times. And if you've been working out, then try to level it up. And that means whatever it means to you. Like, we all know what we can improve on, what we can do better. So look at your workouts and decide what you can do a little better, whether that's consistency or having measurable things within your workouts. Doing it and what you're doing just a little better. And the 6th thing, and maybe the most important, is make a win the day checklist daily. So win the day, meaning 3 things that are going to move you towards your goals, the 3 goals that you set. And it can look like whatever you would like to. If your goals aren't really something that you would set goals for every single day, then just set 3 goals for yourself, or not necessarily 3. So this could be as many as you would like. I suggest like 3 to 5. You don't want too many to-do list items, but they should be small, not huge. Like it shouldn't be a to-do project that has like 20 sub things that you need to do. So if that's the case, then you need to break apart the big project into bite-sized pieces that you can achieve and accomplish on a day-to-day basis. But make a win the day checklist daily. And then this week, the big exercise, if you will, is using our ideal day and our time study, which, as I said, I'm still working on my time study. I have a pretty good idea of it just from what I've already done, but I had this picture in my mind that I would go through entire days from like morning to night instead of just doing pieces. And because my week was so out of the ordinary last week, I didn't have regular normal days. Even on the weekend, because of Halloween, they weren't regular normal days. So I did do the time studies. They just don't look like what I wanted them to look like. Meaning it looks like I'm a lot busier than I am if I were to just go by those. So Anyway, I am doing my time study again this week, but I'm not waiting for the results of my time study to start doing what I'm saying here. So, using your ideal day and time study, make a block schedule out. Like if you were to live your ideal week, making the best use of your time, what would it look like? Where do you have time to fit things in, like working out and stuff like that? And you don't have to use this block schedule for the week daily or anything. It's not something for you to like berate yourself with or use against yourself. It's just something so that you can see if you're a visual person. And if you're not a visual person, it's still like putting together the puzzles pieces of your life of a productive week. And it's just an exercise to improve our use of our own time. And then at the end of every single day, write down 3 things you did well with time management that day and 3 things that you could improve on. So 3 ways you can improve your use of time. And so that is this week's prompt or initiative, if you will, for the Balanced and Bright Collaborative Project. Thank you for watching so much, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And we'll be back for that. So, bye, guys.